Saturday and you've bought yourself some nice cheap LEDs or cheap Christmas lights, and they came with a plug like this. And as far as you're concerned, this won't fit this. In reality, this will go into this, but it's a pain to do so. I will show you how to do that, but it can be a little dodgy because our sockets have a lot of safety systems built into that tiny little box. So what we're going to show you today is firstly how to plug this into this and secondly how to change this for this. It's a simple procedure and it shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes, but then you will be able to plug your lights of whatever variety into this. I do have a set of cheap Chinese lights which I will show you with. It can be a bit finicky because they use very cheap materials. So let's get on with that. Right, so we're going to skip the first method, which is getting this plug into a normal socket, because it can be very dangerous, and if you do it wrong, one of two things will happen. Either you'll blow your main fuse or you'll electrocute yourself. So we're going to skip that entirely. What we're going to do is get this plug and swap it for a normal plug. Now the thing is, this is my shaver lead, because the Christmas lights that I was on about, they actually have an adapter here, so I have to leave that intact, unfortunately. So as I said, they come with cheap, really horrible wire. To strip it is a nightmare because it just keeps breaking. So you would cut this off of the ender here. You would just get your cutters and go snip, and that would come off. Gone! Then you get your normal plug. You would open it up ready, because that's how we need it. Okay, so this is your live side, this is your neutral side with a screw missing on this one, and this is your earth. You will not be using the earth. So on this one we can acquire that screw and plop it into there, because we will be using the neutral. Okay. Now also the problem with our plugs to their skinny horrible wire is this, which is the cable grip, will not hold this wire. So you might need to put a little something in there, like an extra piece of wire or some rubber band or something like that to keep this clamped, because it breaks very easily. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut down the middle to get the cables to separate, and then we're going to separate them like that, because we need a lot of separation. You can try first off with strippers, usually the smallest one, but no, they're not having it. Okay, so I've always found the best ways to strip these is with a lighter. Right, so for now we'll move our plug aside. Got our lighter. What we're going to do is heat this up, let it burn for a bit, and then go like that. Get rid of it quick because it's obviously hot plastic. Outside is the best place to do this because it will stink the house out. Do both sides. A bit more. There we go. Okay, so we have two stripped cables. Now, with these this particular cable, we have a red and a black. That isn't usually the case. Usually they're just clear. Now, because in the UK we use AC, alternating current, we don't need to worry about which way round these go. All you need to do is make sure you connect one here and one here. As I said, we're not going to actually make this a permanent thing, so I'm not going to worry about putting anything in here. But you would come through here and then take one of them, doesn't matter which one, and put it in the neutral, and then do it up. Oh, no. You have to give it a tug once it's in, because if it comes out you need to do it again. That was a good example of that. I think I gave the wire a bit of a push when I was doing it up. There we go, there we go. Okay. Do it up good and tight. Give it a tug. Yep, that one's good. Okay, pull it through. This does come out if you want it to. You can just lift it out. Make life easier for yourself. Undo the screw if it's tightened up. Put your live stripped wire in here. And do it up. Nice, as tight as you can without it, you know, twisting out of your hand. Once you've got it back into the plug, making sure that the fuse is properly seated. Now this fuse is a 3 amp, which is plenty for any Christmas or LED lights. So give it a tighten, make sure it's tight. Okay, then we get this, the back part. Oh, there's the other screw. It was in the plug. Turn it over. I'll pick that up in a sec and put it in properly. And do it up. Then, as I said, you can get thicker wire than this horrible rubbish. So you get your thicker piece of wire. As you can see, I've cut both ends off so it doesn't actually have any cable on it. All we're using this for is padding. We put it in and then we can do up the clamp. Try and keep this wire on top of the other one so that basically the clamp can hold the wire in place. And there you have it. This will now fit into this. Okay. And because it's a UK plug, obviously it opens the two doors that are the safety mechanism that stop you plugging in that foreign plug. And then when you turn it on, it will do one of two things. It will either work, which it should do, or it will go bang, which means you have a defective set of lights. And the fuse in here has realised that and blown the fuse. I do hope this video was helpful. This video is dedicated to one person in particular who seems to be very unknowledgeable about UK electrics. I won't mention any names. Paul! Oh dear, I seem to have the lurg. Well, I'll see you next time for more gaming and tips and advice on whatever we think we need to do. I'll see you next time.